Hmm. See what we're working with right now.
It's a straight steady dump.
Yeah. We got a little bit of support here on the 5 minute.
Yeah. Well, the last support I saw was 631. Unless you're seeing something I don't see, but look past that. But oh boy, here we go for the reversal.
You got
Everybody that just helped it.
yeah, you got 5 minute support at 6:35 ish.
Got it. I didn't hop in on that. I almost shorted that last push past 31. Yeah, I gotta call it, man. I just want it, and I know that I'm gonna look for something and fuck myself up, and I'm up 700. So
Oh yeah,
I
you're good, man.
yeah, I'm gonna call it, dude. It was a great day.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm currently about $700 away from closing out my two accounts.
There it is, man. You're there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm really
you got to stack a couple more days and just keep locking gains, locking gains. You'll probably do it. If not this week, for sure next week, dude.
yes, sir. So all right, I'll see you boys tomorrow. I'm gonna
All
go
right.
play some Fortnite.
All right, brother.
All right.
Hmm. So we got a big dump, right? We got a big dump on the Nasdaq again. You know, kind of taking out those pre-market overnight session lows. That play came in effect around 14,732 on the 5 minute. Hourly had a little bit more support down here at 704. 5 minute chart does have a linear regression support right around this area 633. So we've broken below that. We need to see if you know, bulls are going to kind of step in here and get a little bit of buying pressure going. Regardless, I'd still like to see some type of dead cat bounce for any continuation on this candle. 6:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So again, if you are going to chase short, your best play would probably be to see at least a green candle, at least one, right? You want to see us come back up a little bit and try to test an area of supply and then kind of roll over again. You know, you have the new hour candle going to form 15 minutes here. So I really wouldn't personally want to get trapped in the short position here. Again, money was to be made right off the bell. You know, definitely. But you definitely had to come into the market with that type of mindset where you were looking at the overnight session lows, you were looking at those pre-market lows, and then you jumped ship on that 6:30 a.m. candle, you know, right off the bell. Even if you waited for the first 5-minute candle to close, that price was 668. You could have taken a confirmation on that into the linear regression down here at 634. Again, still having some serious selling pressure here on the NAS. So, but just be careful is what I'm saying. You know, being down this much. I mean, futures right now are down 230 points, right? So the last thing you want to do is get caught in this candle to the downside. We are below yesterday's lows, so I'm going to mark out yesterday's lows here just so we have kind of an idea if we do bounce, what would we be looking for when it comes to, you know, rejection spot. Right now that's 14,705. $14,705. I'm going to kind of take a look around some of the options. I'm going to leave this NQ on my screen. I got the 1 hour and the 5-minute on my screen. If any of you guys want to, you know, kind of look at that supply and demand, just go to the live trading channel. You can see that link there. But so kind of looking at NVIDIA, if NVIDIA starts to lose yesterday's lows around 425.42, that definitely has room to kind of come back down to 408. That would be the target zone there. And also anyone who is playing the futures, let's say you guys did, you know, take that scalp, right? That's a complete Momo play, right? Momentum. So on a play like this, where you have just 1, 2, you know, red candles or even green candles, if the market's going the other way, anytime you have that kind of selling pressure and you're able to kind of jump in, you know, even with maybe a little bit larger size than normal, and you were able to make some money, last thing I would do right now, guys, is sit here and trade still. Right? Last thing I would do. I mean, we have guys in the room, you know, it's even before that, but we have guys in Evolution Traders, you know, making $1,000, $700 in minutes, right? In minutes. The last thing you want to do is sit there and think, well, I can make more, right? Stop. Just stop trading. That's the biggest problem that so many traders have, is over trading, when not only when they're green, but when you're red, right? Because when you're red, what do you think? I can get it back, right? Let me just get back to break even. Sometimes that never happens. Sometimes it does. And that's probably the worst thing that can happen to a trader, is because let's say, for example, you go down $400 or $500 and you trade back to break even. That mental snapshot stays with you forever. So you always kind of have that feeling that, it's okay, when I'm down, I can just trade my way back to even. And what happens with that is a lot of times you continue to trade and then you blow up an account. Being a trader, a consistent one that's going to be profitable, you have to understand that not every day is your day, and that you will have losing days. And it's better sometimes to almost stop trading on the day than to continue to trade just to try to make it back. It's better just to come in with a fresh mindset tomorrow. And the same thing for when you're green, right? I don't care if you're green by $100. You stack up enough $100 days, you will be profitable. Whether you're trading on a prop firm or a personal account. I mean, if you think about it, guys, you got 22 some odd trading days in a month. Even if you were profitable a little over half, 50-60% of those days. You're talking about an extra $1,000 to $1,500 just making $100 a day to your bottom line. How many of you guys have actually taken a payout of $1,000, $1,500? Did you take a payout in September of $1,000 to $1,500? If the answer is no, why are you trying to make $500 a trade? How about we focus on trying to make $100 or stop, right? Because sometimes you can get in on a play like today, for example, and you can make really good money, and you're up $400-500, $1,000. Why would you want to give that all back, right? Especially if you didn't even take what you just made today out of the market last month, right? So it does come down to psychology. It is a big psychology thing when it comes to trading. Mindset is definitely everything. Learning how to read the charts is easy, guys. Learning how to set up your charts is easy. Learning how to identify, where you should put your money at when a particular event happens is easy, right? That's the easy part. What's not easy is controlling that trade when you get into it, when it looks good and it starts going against you, right? That's not easy. What's not easy is selling for profits too quickly and then having that urge to get back in the trade because it's still moving. That's not easy, right? Losing a trade that looked perfect due to your analysis or, the price action. I mean, it looked beautiful and it doesn't work out. Having to say, do I really need to trade again? Should I just stop here and come back with a fresh mindset? Even if you have to come back an hour later, 30 minutes later, kind of reset yourself. Those are the hard things to do, right? Those are the hard things to do. Not over leveraging yourself, right? Putting too many contracts on the table. And that goes especially for some of you guys who are trading these prop firms. I know a lot of you guys like to throw on a couple of minis when you see good setups. Again, if you can catch the momentum play like today on a large size setup, that's fantastic. I will tell you that there will be a perfect setup that you will get, that you will enter into being over leveraged, meaning trading too many contracts. And the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to bounce against you 10 points and it's going to stop you out, auto liquidate you, blow your account. And the trade didn't even have enough time to get going in either direction, right? So again, don't be an idiot is what I'm saying. Just don't be an idiot, right? Tim, my linear regression settings different on TOS. The linear regression channel 50 doesn't have any settings to adjust. It's basically when you go to add study, I go to linear reg for regression 50. I can't edit these settings even if I wanted to. I'll try to pull it up here real quick. I don't know if you can. Oh, you can't see that. Let me see here.
Hey, fellas, just letting you know. When our candle closes in 8 minutes, we also get news in 8 minutes.
So we got
it's new home sales.
Home sales, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I've seen weird. Yeah, so just making sure that before everyone tries to jump on this could be a potential reversal point right here.
Yeah. So, awesome. Tim, the linear regression. You can see I'm trying to highlight here. This is all it is. It's just linear regression channel 50 close, right? So if I go to edit this study, I don't really have any options to change anything. So I can't change no deviations. I can't change nothing. It's just middle, upper, lower. And that's it, right? I mean, this is what I've had on my charts, for years here at Thinkorswim. When I first got into the game, this is what was told for me to be put on the chart, and I kind of just rocked with it, right? So I don't really have the answer as to why it would be a little different. Again, it could be because of the way your charts are set up. So for example, my 1 hour chart is a 1 hour 20-day chart. My 5 minutes a 5-day 5-minute chart, right? So maybe those numbers might be a little bit skewed if you got a 5-minute 1-day chart, or anything else is a little different than that. But other than that, I don't really know. I don't really know.
Oh, the 5 SMA on the 5. But
so if anyone's watching on the screen share, you can see on the 5-minute chart here on the small box, we came all the way down. We flushed out this linear regression, right? So we closed below it. Again, hyper scalpers, those people who are looking for this kind of play, you know, you lose an area of demand. Can you take an area of opportunity to kind of short that for a quick scalp? Of course, you know, you're playing continuation. It's not really a breakdown. We've already broken down yesterday's lows, but if you take the continuation of a loss of a demand zone, that little play went from 625 all the way down to 604. So that was a 20-point move in a matter of, you know, 5-6 minutes, 5-7 minutes. Now we've reclaimed this linear regression, right? So this black little line that you see here is the linear regression. This white line is yesterday's lows. The purple line is the 20 SMA. We have the 200 and then my top linear regression, right? So again, this is something we've been going over for a while now here on, especially on the live streams, is these reversal candles, right? So again, how do I approach these reversal candles? What I'm looking for is an exhaustion move, right? I want that exhaustion move going down. I want to see us run into an area of support, and then I want to see it stall, meaning no continuation of a new low. And I want to see a green candle take out a previous red. And if we can get back into, you know, that upper demand zone that we lost, that's a good little scalp. Now, again, this doesn't have, oh, great job, Tim. Yeah, perfect. So you had the 10-day 5-minute. Yeah, just for anyone else out there, just check your charts. I rock the 5-day 5-minute and the 20-day 1 hour. So when you do take these plays, it doesn't mean that this is the low of the day, you know, by no means. It doesn't mean that if we just identify this candle and buy this, you know, we're going to make 200 points back up to the upside. It doesn't mean that. What you want to do is treat it as a scalp. Use the low of day as your absolute stop, right? That's your max pain. Get in, try to take your quick scalp, 10, 15, 20 points, whatever. So if we actually look at how many points this ran, 626 all the way up to 648, it's 20 points, right? Who's going to complain about 20 points, right? Who's going to complain about 20 points in 2 or 3 minutes? You know, especially if you're trading the NAS, if you're able to take 20 points, 30 points, 40 points a day out of multiple trades, that's good. That's good trading, guys. You know, that's great trading. You know, you don't have to sit there and try to make $1,000 on every single trade, right? Piece together a day, right? That's what I used to tell my guys back in the day. You know, just piece together a day. You can take a 50 here, you take, you know, a buck there. Next thing you know, you've taken 4 or 5 trades, all great setups that are coming to you, and you're up $300, $400, $500 on the day, right?
Use in 1 minute and new candle in 1 minute.
If any of you guys do, if any of you guys do, you know, want to do something like this, not saying full time, because definitely, you know, I always believe too, you know, that having other sources of income with your trading makes things a lot easier, because you don't really care about the money that you're making, right? When you have an emotional attachment to the money that you're trying to make, you tend to make stupid decisions with your trading, because you're just trying to hit these home runs all the time, right? So again, but if you want to do this to where you can supplement, you know, what you already currently make, you can definitely do it, right? You can definitely do it. If you're a little bit closer to retirement age, and you are going to retire, we can draw a little bit of cash, and you can do this on the side, you can definitely do that as well, right? If you're someone who's in school, you're in college or something, you know, and that part-time job, financial aid check's not hitting right, you can definitely supplement your income, right? To do it full-time, you do need to treat it as a business. There is some things that you need to get down first, and, you know, and it's having capital is one thing, right? Whether you're on a prop firm or you're trading a personal account, you definitely need the capital to be able to be in this game and withstand the drawdowns and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother topic of discussion.
It looks like the Bulls are stepping back in, maybe. Definitely hold. They are losing.
So just to kind of point out here how on this reversal candle, yeah, we got a quick 20 points. But if someone is not going into this scalp with the intention of, I've got to take my profits 10 points, 8 points, 12 points, 15 points, if you did not have that type of mentality, you're getting smoked right now, right? Not only did you give away those gains, you gave away those 20 points that you see in your P&L run up, it's all the way back down to break even plus some, okay? Plus some. So definitely understand what you're doing before you do it, right? That's the best thing I can say to anyone. If you don't understand why you're taking the trade, where potentially you're looking to take some profits, what your stop loss is, and you don't understand that you're looking to get in as soon as this green candle takes out this reversal candle, if you don't understand that and you're trying to chase it way up here, you're late. You're late to the party. Your best bet is just let it go and find the next one, right? So the person who doesn't have a plan is going to fail every single time. Let the trades come to you, know what you're looking for, and take profits accordingly. Don't be an idiot, right? Don't be an idiot. There's no one out there that says you have to make X amount of dollars per trade. It's only you who makes those type of things up in your own fucking head, right? So
we have to close past 610 for any continuation to the downside. But we keep rejecting off of it, at least. If we close below 610, the next point is potentially 589. I can see. Can see something else, D?
No. I don't have nothing on my hour or 5 minute. Guys, watch Tesla 213.95. If that loses it at any point today, could be a washout, could flush, right? So 213, what is this? 213.80. Let's just call it 213.80. Could flush. Tesla to the high side, it's got a lot of work to do, but daily chart needs to get over. It's got a lot of work to do on the daily. Let me see the 1 hour. 1 hour chart is confirming long on Tesla. 20 play the long on Tesla on the 1 hour chart. Again, we do got some firm support, 5, 10, 20, and 50-day moving average below it. Could be a little bit more of a choppier trade. However, it is an active 20 play setup on the 1 hour chart, right? So I'm going to give myself a little go here on this Tesla 217s is what I'm going to look to take. 217.50s. Again, I'm not looking to hit a home run on this. I just want a little cash flow, right? I want to start off the day, a little cash flow. So I'm going to go ahead and let that work. Again, being that I'm taking this setup off of an hourly chart, I'm going to have to give it a little bit more time. It's not like it's going to be a 5-minute play where I can just get in, get out. Might have to give this a little bit of time to kind of work, but that's okay, right? That's okay. I've got a problem with that. Sometimes you got to let these trades kind of work out here. I'll get that one on the books to start. Again, I'll kind of use one of those moving averages as my stop. And again, where you're using your stops at, because the way I teach, the way I trade, my stops are dynamic, right? What does that mean? It means that I don't have a set dollar amount where if I lose this amount of money or this percentage, I'm getting out of the trade. Again, that may be a little bit different from the way some of you guys learned, risk 1R. If you're going to make 500, risk 500. Like, I don't do that shit. Why? Because sometimes you do that shit and then it hits stop loss. It turns out keeps going in your favor regardless. I need technical damage. What the fuck does technical damage means? Means that I need to take out the new low and prove to me that, hey, we're inching lower. I need to take out an area of support. I need to take out an area of demand. I need something to tell me on the charts that it's time to get out, not my P&L. So if you're fighting your P&L and that's why you're getting out of trades too early, you're sized too much. If you can't get into a trade and withstand a little bit of drawdown when you're still technically in the trade, you're sized too heavy. Okay. Yeah. It feels fucking great when you put on 10 lots and you make a lot of money. It doesn't feel so great when the trade goes against you and you're sitting through drawdown for 15, 20 minutes, wondering what the fuck to do, but the chart still looks amazing. You know, how many of you guys out there, and you don't have to answer this, but how many of you guys out there have been on, whether it's the options or the futures side, but I know it happens a lot more on the futures side of things, where you guys get into a trade on the futures and this thing is so bad into drawdown where it's damn near close to stopping you out or stops you out or auto liquidates your account, and you look at the candlestick after this is all said and done and the chart didn't go anywhere. We didn't go any higher, really. We didn't go any lower. It's just the range that you were playing in. Oversized. You're oversized, right? Like, so especially for those of you guys who are trading on the future side, you guys got to understand, especially if you're going to try to trade this NQ, this range on the NQ is massive, right? So you start going on, even if you start going in there and you start putting on 2 mini contracts, 2 of them, right? One of them is bad enough if you don't know what the hell you're doing with the cushion. But let's say you put on 2 or 3 of them. This thing pulls back 10 points, you're down $600-700. That's a hard battle to battle back from mentally when technically the chart hasn't done anything. So I'm looking at the NQ here. Pushed back up into this linear regression, put in a high, now we're coming back down. If we do start to lose 604, could be a little bit more space, right? There could be a little bit more space down there around 604. I'm probably going to go ahead and mark out these lows here just to kind of keep an eye on that. I'm going to go to the daily chart here on my other screen. If I go to the daily chart here on my other screen, we've lost yesterday's lows and we're working down towards these lows that we put in of 518 on the 23rd, right? So 518 on the 23rd, 2 days ago, we put in these lows here. If we start to lose 503, again, I know that the futures are down 230, but this is something to kind of watch for here going forward, right? Whether it happens today, it happens tomorrow, you know, happens next week. That 15, what is this price? You know, like that 14,510 area is going to be a massive spot, right? That's a massive spot, because what that's going to do is take out price action all the way back to October lows, right? So if we go all the way back to October, I mean, we go back all the way to the beginning of October, right? Even September, the September lows here, 927. You know, it's October 25th today, so we're at that, you know, we're closer to November than the beginning of October. But if you just really go to your daily chart and you start looking back towards the 27th of September, you can see that this is a big range that we've held multiple times, right? So multiple times we've come down into this range and we've bounced. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what happens if the bulls don't step in here and start bouncing this and we close below those September 27th lows. This market's not going to go up anytime soon, right? You're going to get your bounces, of course, but the macro picture on this thing has, in the sentiment, has definitely changed. It's definitely taken a little bit of a change here. Also, you have to notice too, if you trade tech on the option side of things, whether you trade futures or you trade options, we're trading below the 50-day moving average, 20, the 10, the 5. We're trading below all that crap, right? So the sentiment is definitely more bearish. So what does that tell you? You should be shorting the day's pops versus trying to go long on the day's pops. And if you are finding setups long on a small time frame, 2 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, you got to think scalp, right? We're not thinking, well, we're in a hell of a spot here, we're just going to continue to go. It could stop any time. That's the difference between when you're oversupply or undersupply. We're undersupply, those dead cat bounces, those reversals can stop at any time. They don't need to hit supply, right? Versus when you're oversupply and you break a level of resistance, you tend to gravitate towards the next area of resistance. When you're underneath supply, like we are now on the daily chart, it can stop any time, right? So, for example, this dead cat bounce here, I would expect it to at least test yesterday's lows, 14,705. That's what I would expect to happen. That could not happen because we're undersupplied. The bulls, they don't really have a lot of juice, is what I'm saying, right? So in a normal market where we're over the 50-day moving average and you have a setup like this on a 5-minute chart, you would be holding day's lows here into 705. Plain and simple. That is what it is. But the fact that we're underneath supply, it's probably almost a little bit smarter to hold the shorts off the pops into the new low, which is at whatever low I talked about, the September 27th lows. That's how you should play it, right? That's how you should play it. So you have to understand, where are you at in the charts? Are you over, under, right? Supply on the daily time frame. Then from there, you work down towards your smaller time frames, and that's how you pick your entries. That's how you pick your entries, right? So on the 1 hour chart, we do have supply at 669, which is under, right? It's under this 20-day moving average here on the 5-minute chart. And then over that, we have supply at 730, high 720s here. That's the 5-day moving average. So you can see here, even from the hourly chart to the 5-minute chart, the bulls have a ton of fucking work, right? A ton of fucking work to do before it looks good. You know, you start getting up into the 20-day moving average on a 5-minute chart, it's going to be an area to start shorting. You get up into this 5-day moving average on a 1 hour chart, it's an area to start shorting. Or look for those setups back down to the downside.
Hey, D, just so you know, there's a decent size purchase order being built at 14,600 even. 14,605 on my DOM reader. It's saying that there's a large purchase order for longing at 14,600 on the NQ.
Well, we'll see how these sellers take care of this guy right here, because they're coming right back down to this guy's spot.
Mm-hmm.
So if the sellers clean this guy up and they blow right through him, you know, expect a little bit of a continuation wash here.
Yeah.
If we don't put in a new low below 605, we could expect a little bit of a continuation on a bounce. Again, I'll mark this level out here on my 5-minute chart, but this is definitely the level. So we got Sammy saying that they got big purchase orders being built up down here around the 600s. If the sellers clean up that buyer, right? Because who's in control right now? The sellers are definitely in control. So if they take care of these buyers down here in the 600s, they're going to put in a quick washout where, you know, they could drop 10, 15, 20 points, put in that new low, and then, right, take his money and then look for new buyers to get in at a better price to then, you know, dead cat bounce it from there a little bit to make money back up to the upside. That's how you have to look at it. But we'll see if they want to hold them. We've held the last 25 minutes here down at these lows. If they do, this looks like a classic. We're going to break down here and give us a new low here very quickly. So, you know, if you are looking for the short, I'm not thinking all day continuation from here being down 235 points. I'm just thinking I want to get in, try to make money as fast as I can and get the fuck out, right? And get the fuck out. If you're thinking long, well, you want to get back over the 650s area, and from 650s it has room to 666, and then over 666, 676. So those would be the areas to the top side.
Pushing that 605. I have to put in a new low.
Also, for some of you guys who follow on YouTube, that 20 SMA play, it's been an active short since 5:35 in the morning. So that started in pre-market. if you don't trade pre-market, you weren't on the screens. You know your next best option was taking the short through those pre-market lows of today. You know you're sitting right around 715 area. You should also have already taken profits off of that. Only thing one would be doing now is, if you want to take continuation, because again, a new low of day is not a new setup, guys. The level has been broken, right? You only have one level every day, right? That's your previous day high or low. You only have one channel. There's only one play. Everything after that is either range bound trading, right? Where we're in a range bouncing in between yesterday's lows and highs, or continuation, right? There's a big difference between a continuation play versus a breakout or breakdown play. Big fucking difference, right? Continuation plays, depending on how far you're down, is like jumping out of the 5th floor, 10th floor, 20th floor. Breakout or breakdown spots is like jumping out of the 1st floor, right? So think about it that way. If you do take a short below low of day, you're not setting the fucking world on fire like you found, like you discovered gold or anything. You're basically just taking a continuation play here that doesn't have to go down that much. It could go down 6 points and wick back up 30. It could go down 20 points, wick back up 30. Or it can continue to go down another 70, 80 points. I don't know. But what I'm saying is it's not like the first play here. So if you are thinking about taking the short at 605, please be quick, please be aggressive, and please be protective. That's the main thing that you need to focus on. Right now, the NASDAQ is trapped between the 605 and the 630. 630 is my linear regression supply zone here that we tried to reclaim. We're kind of just chopping around sideways, but we're making just a little bit of a flag pattern here to the downside. So again, the 605 short is definitely valid. I just don't know how much juice the sellers still have being down 235 points, right?
Order filled.
Stay patient. No fucking rush.
I think we're gonna have a breakout within this candle or the next.
what I've noticed lately is that the 20 SMA plays in the first 30 minutes, if they occur in the first 30 minutes, haven't been tending to work as much because of the volatility. These candles are, 40, 50, 60 points sometimes. So a lot of times people aren't expecting that type of volatility, aren't expecting that type of chop. And what's happening is they're going into drawdown so fast that they're getting out of the position before it has time to work. For me, the 20 plays that have set up after the first 30 minutes, which is into the second hour candle, have tended to work a little bit better as of late. But again, like we had a 20 play that set up at 5:30 a.m. That's in the pre-market. So again, unless you were sitting on the charts in pre-market, you would have missed it altogether. The only play that you could have taken was those pre-market low break or yesterday's low break.
If you draw a line from the 9 o'clock candle on the 5-minute chart to the bottom, like a triangle, we draw a line to the bottom of the low of day right now. We're following that line pretty well, so that's why I say we're probably going to have a breakout pretty soon, one way or the other. It would be your 7 o'clock candle. My degrees on this line is I don't know. Negative 77 degrees. I think we're breaking to the high side.
Order filled.
Oh, never mind.
With this supply zone right here, the 1 hour candle is having a little bit of a hammer candle starting to form here. We're on the 5-minute chart, we're still stuck below this supply zone here. The 630s is acting as supply all the way up to 650s. Obviously your short breakdown spot for continuation is 605. We do have room to push on the 5-minute chart to 686 if the market does want to get going a little bit. Hour candle,
What do you mean by
I was looking
hammer
at,
candle?
if on my hour chart, we came down, tested the first hour lows, and it's wicking back up, so it's creating a little bit of a hammer, right? So
okay. I see.
yeah,
Okay.
so this hammer here is bullish, right? It's showing that there's buyers in the tape stepping up here. So if it closes like this, obviously there's still about 35 minutes left, but if it closes like this and the next hour takes out these highs, that's a long position. You would want to get in over this hour's highs long for a little bit of a trade. What's going on, Stuart? Stuart, you trade futures or you trade options? What do you trade? NQ, ES? A little golden oil as well. What's oil doing today, Stuart?
Order filled.
All right. Pushing back to 605. Broke it.
Order filled.
Purchase order being built at 590.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Oof.
Here, guys. So we've broken those lows of 605. There was a new low that was put in very quickly, 596, right? So, I mean, we're talking 9 points. The wick was so fast, you know, if anyone got short, you're in a little bit of drawdown here. You need to see a little bit of a bounce, and you need to still hold below 630s to have any type of continuation down. But again, the only thing that I do want to emphasize, futures are down 236, 235. That's a lot, right? So now we're kind of in that zone where you're squeezing water out of a rock. We need a decent setup to happen, and that means either a decent size bounce for, you know, at least 15, 20, 30 minutes and then a roll through, or, you know, we need to see the bulls actually hold here and start pushing up towards the high side. So
Halo.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Excuse me.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Push to the 20.
Yeah, if you notice that on my screen, that 1 hour candle, big reversal here off those lows. So we kind of came in, we tagged those lows, right? We tagged those lows, made a new one, but no real follow through. So again, your line in the sand for today, tomorrow is 14,596 to the downside, and to the high side, you know, coming into the new hour, anything over this hour's high could be a little bit of a long position here if the bulls want to get this going off the floor, off these new lows. Trading in about a 60-point range here from 14,651 to 14,596. That's this whole range that we're trading in here. So bulls would want to see us get over the 650, start to close and work up towards this 5-minute 20 SMA. Bears want to get us down below 596.
Order filled. You still have Tesla working up towards the highs here over the 5-minute 20 and the 200, and on the 1 hour chart is over the first hour highs. A lot of space here. We do have that Bollinger Band kind of sitting here at 219.20s. It needs to get over, right? We need to see the market hold from here, make no new lows for Tesla to get over the 219.25. If it can get over 219.25, Tesla's going to have some room to kind of stretch here. It's only up $2. So with that being said, you know, Tesla's range anywhere from $10, $12 in a day up or down. So it still has, you know, room if it wanted to kind of continue to push higher here. Having a little bit of trouble here pulling back into 217, 218. I'm just going to take a little walk around the park here and kind of see exactly what else is going on the 1 hour charts. Amazon is obviously still red, down $4 on the day. I'm going to just start marking off the low of day here on some of these names. That way it just gives me a clear focal point when I do come back to these charts to see, did we make a new low or are we pushing higher, right? Because something that I would be interested in too, with the extended selling pressure, if there's any type of bounce today, I will look for holding the lows and getting over this current hour candle's highs. Because of the extended selling pressure in the first hour, any confirmation over the first hour's high or the second hour's highs, which is this current candle that's forming on the 1 hour chart, we might have a little bit of room, right? Just as a little bit of a relief. So I'm just going to keep looking around here. Meta, there's nothing really there. Nvidia's very trapped here. It has a lot of work to do on either side. Apple down about $1.50. Still has a lot of work to do here. I'm going to mark out the lows on Apple. Microsoft was a big earnings winner yesterday, right? Still kind of gave back some of those earnings highs that we put in there. Microsoft has supported 337.83. Netflix kind of trading up towards its highs here. High of today is 418.84. Netflix is trading at 417. Netflix came back down and tested the 5 and 10 day moving average, kind of pushing a little bit higher here on the old Netflix. So Netflix looks pretty good to the long side here, as long as it stays over these hour charts. If anyone wants to kind of sit in that for a little bit, and if the market gets rolling, you can get a little bit of Momo in your favor. And I still have this alert set on AMD for 99.24s. I believe yesterday's lows here, that's kind of still hanging down towards the bottom. If you look at AMD's hourly chart, right? If you look at AMD's hourly chart, look at this below this 99.25 area, right? 99.25. We're kind of just sitting on this 200 daily, right? This 200 daily. Now we've broken through it today. So if we do get some confirmation, we get some, it's down $2. What's the ATR on this thing? ATR on AMD's daily is 3.5, right? So 3.5 is the daily ATR on AMD. Maybe AMD still got another buck in it if this thing starts to, reconfirm these lows today. 99.25s. Keep that on watch, guys. 99.25s. Keep that on watch going forward. Again, whether it happens today or not, the 99.25 spot on AMD short is definitely something you're going to want to watch for. I still got my alert set there, so I'll be notified if that kind of takes it out. Again, on Tesla, that 214 is the short position on the daily. Right now, it's trying to reclaim its daily 5-day moving average. It does have room to push back up into 222s if the market wants to get going here a little bit. Boeing got smashed today. Boeing kind of taking out a big area here of consolidation, going all the way back to the 13th, kind of putting that new low. I would definitely keep Boeing on watch through 176.34. Boeing on watch through 176.34. If I go to the weekly chart here on Boeing, this thing's absolutely shot. Boeing hasn't had a green fucking week going all the way back to August. Jesus Christ. For some of you guys that like to swing trade, or maybe thinking about swing trading, you can always use the daily, you can use the 1 hour, or you can use the weekly charts, and you can swing these things as 20 plays. Like, notice when Boeing lost the 20 here on the weekly, right? I mean, we're going back. No, that's just been an active short. Just forget about that. It's just, this thing's just been an active short for almost a fucking year. Affirm on the weekly chart is coming down to its weekly lows here at $16.72. Affirm below 16.72 has room down to 14.97. 16. The fuck is this level? 16.72. Affirm looks like a goddamn short. Swing. Let's see what the daily chart's looking like on Affirm. So notice here on Affirm, going back to October 6th lows here, sitting at around 1670s, let's call it that, 1670s. We got a Bollinger Band sitting here, but below this Bollinger Band has room down to 1585. Right now, Affirm is an active short position. It's just, as long as we stay below this 5-day moving average on a daily, you just sit in this until we get down to 15 and 14. take a walk back to the Qs and see what we're doing over here on the NASDAQ side. So on the daily chart, on the NAS, right? I want to point something out here. On the NAS, right? The NASDAQ came down this morning on those lows and tested the 150 simple, right? So below 1496 on the NAS, or 14,596. That's going to have room down to 14,536. So you got some room there. Does it happen today? I don't know, but you need to fucking mark it on your charts and be ready for it when it happens, right? You know, if you get the NAS to close below 14,513, this thing is fucking toast. Bet me that it doesn't come down to 14,274. Bet me. Right? So again, this is not rocket science. Stocks are going to trade from supply to supply, demand to demand. So the first test here of the 150 simple has been held. What do you think happens if we consolidate, if we bounce and we lose the 150 simple for the second time? Are you telling me that it's not going to go down any farther? You know what I'm saying? So
Where's the 150 simple?
150 simple on the daily is our day's lows today.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, if the NASDAQ does whatever, I don't care how long it takes. Take 2 hours, it could take 2 weeks, take 5 days. If it consolidates at any point in time and buyers get tired, right? Buyers get tired and they close in on this 1496, your next stop is going to be somewhere around 540, and then below that around 516. Any close on a daily candle below 516, regardless of dead cat bounces, is going to stay and be a magnet to around 14,300. A fucking magnet.
Is that below 516?
Yeah. If we close below 513-ish. At any point. So like these are levels that we should be marking out, right? Again, because it's not going to trigger right now. Some of these levels are 50 points, 100 points away. But if your attention's not drawn to them when that price action breaks it, you forget about the trade, right? So right now, when there's not a whole lot going on, is when you want to see where are we at, right? What could potentially we be doing? Where could potentially we be going, right? And if we do this, where is that next move heading to? So, you know, if you just look at the Qs and you look at the recent highs that we had, right? Look at the downfall, look at the 2-day dead cat bounce. We're no more continuation going higher, it's coming lower. So regardless if this thing stays sideways, because again, guys, we can go into a period of distribution, which is consolidation, where we're not making any new lows, but we're not getting over the recent high point from yesterday. And this can go into distribution 2, 3, 4 days, where you're just trading back and forth and back and forth. But what do you think you're going to want to do once we break out of that distribution? You're going to want to be on the side that we're breaking out of, for sure. However long it takes, I don't care if it takes 2 or 3 days from now, a week from now. You want to be involved in the trade once we start to lose these levels or reclaim these levels to the high side. Everything else in between, you got to think scalp. Everything else in between, it has no relevancy as to what's going on the macro picture. It's just cash flow, right? It's just cash flow. Like a little here, a little there, a little coffee here, buy a beer there. You know, it is what it is. Everything in between that. So on this little bounce off the floor that we've put in, the NASDAQ has come up to its 20-day moving average and it's being rejected, right? So it's up to its 20-day moving average, it's being rejected. What will we need to see have happen for any type of continuation bounce, right? To be honest, what I'm looking for personally, if the bulls keep pushing to the high side, I'm looking for a retest of 14,705. Why? Yesterday's lows. That's the breakdown spot. That was the big flush today. So if we continue to bounce, I'm expecting it to gravitate into that area. again, if you're playing one of these reversals that a lot of the guys in Evolution Traders play, where maybe you got in here, right? You got in here at 626, or you got in here at around 629, you're sitting pretty fucking good, right? You're up 40 points using the low of day as a stop. Again, low risk trade. You've seen where your exit's at. You've seen where your exit's at. And it pisses me off because I was actually in this play too. I only took a little bit off of that. You know, I'm trying to play a couple more accounts on the future side at the same time here. But I got out of that a little too early. Same rules would apply going back down to the downside, right? Let's say that the NQ does not get over the 20 SMA and close over and start to, you know, really push towards 705, and it loses this candle's low, starts losing this linear regression. Your stop loss is way up here at 667, right? Short. Your stop loss is 667 short. That's the high wick. You ride this back down into, you know, 596 or as close to it as possible if we reverse, right? But right now we are getting a little bit of a setup here on the 5-minute chart, so we could provide a little bit of relief here as this pushes higher. And if this thing does push fucking all the way up into 705 now, it's going to take all the interest out of this trade for me, to be honest. Hourly charts right here at the Bollinger Band. We might actually be, with 12 minutes left, right? You might actually be smart to just wait 12 minutes and see what the next hour candle does. Do we take out the highs of this current hour candle? Then let's go ahead and try that long position, right? So
Also hitting the bottom Bollinger on the 1 hour right now.
yeah,
680.
Tesla looks good for a small scalp from 220 yesterday's highs.
yeah, I'm in that. I got in that a long time ago. Are you in it?
Yeah, you probably got in at what, 17.5, right?
Yeah,
You mentioned that.
yeah. I've just been sitting in that son of a bitch. So
I didn't want to get into it because I kind of feeling that it was going to pull back a little bit.
yeah,
Let's see.
like I was in it at, what time is this? I'm gonna check my orders. I was in
Like
it at
9:15, right?
I was
9:30.
in it at, only got one trade today. I was in it at 705. So notice the candle that I got in on. We broke those first hour highs and then it pulled right back for 10 minutes. Right? But what I was looking at was we came right back into the 20 period moving average, and then I still had support below that at obviously the day's low, and then I had a linear regression at 214. So I was prepared to risk that, but you know, it ended up coming back. Again, you had a little bit of a play here at 7:15, 7:20 my time, Pacific Standard. A little 20 play holding off the 20 SMA from 216 all the way up to 219, 217 to 219. Not a bad fucking move. Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the video here. Probably goes down to 429. Get $1 or $2 out of it.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up the video. Haven't really looked at it today.
Closed above the 20.
We close above it. Let me know if we confirm that so I can click an order over here to buy. I'm looking at the video real quick.
We're pushing back. The 20 and the 5 are getting ready to touch. We're pushing back towards it on the 5-minute.
You're looking at NVIDIA long or short?
Short right here, but it's too late, probably. I was going to take it for $1 or $2.
431 had room to like 430.
Yeah.
NVIDIA below, what is this?
Below the 5.
Below 430 has room to 429, so that would be below this linear regression. If we close below the linear regression right here at around 430.12, and then we confirm that, maybe we start testing 428.63, which is a low date.
If anything, I'll try to get the rejection off of that at 429 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because it did it earlier before at Central Time, 8:45.
Broke below the 20 and the 5, pushing back down towards the 10.
I got it up on my other chart. AMD just hit that 99.25, guys. AMD hit that 99.25. Got that alert. I'm just gonna honestly clean up this Tesla position right now because I don't like how everything is pushing back down. So I'm gonna lock in the gains here. Actually, I'm gonna keep two. I'm gonna keep 2 runners. Just see what that wants to do. I'll let those runners go to break even. There's a price target hit on that NVIDIA. So for you, when you see those plays, like when you see it, just don't even hesitate, right? Don't even hesitate. You had a good little area there, 431.30s, 431.20s. You were thinking about taking it into 430s, right? For $1, you would have got that dollar real quick. Those contracts would have moved decent enough. That's kind of how I play them all the time, right? So like, even though this is not a big move here, you know, barely $1, you'll still get paid on it, but you just have to be watching it. So like, if you're watching the video and you're like, okay, I see the rejection here, you know, we didn't really push any higher, now we lost this 20, we got about $1 room there, I'll take that real quick. Just get in, get the fuck out, right? 5, 6, 7 minutes, just get in, get out, stack up those wins like that. So that's a good eye. Just when you have that feeling, when you have those setups and they're coming to you like that, just take it, right? Just take it.
Broke past the 10.
We got about 1 minute left on this candle.
Mm-hmm.
40 seconds or so.
And then the next 5 minutes, it's going to be nuts. All right, we've closed below all that support. Not seeing any large purchase orders anywhere. Means the big dogs are getting ready to make a big move.
So this 5-minute 20 play, how I'll look at this one to the short side, this 5-minute 20 SMA play here, it did confirm it is bouncing up a little bit. I'm not in the play. I wouldn't be opposed to kind of taking it through 617 on the confirmation of the low continuation down. But again, I only want to play it into this bottom range here, right? So like if I get good selling pressure where it starts coming down fast and it starts breaking the low of day, then I'll hold. But it's really a feel and a timing thing, because depending on your position size, I mean, obviously if you go in small size, 1, 2, 3 contracts, I mean, you might be sitting in this play now, and you got to be targeting these lows, because for fucking 45 minutes it just went sideways here and kind of built this base, right? So if this base gets built, maybe we go down in the 20-30 points. I mean, it's possible, but again, because this base is so strong, if you are short and you start getting green, I mean, I would just recommend taking profits. And if you want to take the continuation through like the 616, 617, definitely be quick on that trigger finger to take those profits if we do quickly wick down here, 10, 15 points, because it has proven that it's held, right? It's held. So again, can you take every single 20 SMA play? Sure, right? It might give you 3, 4, 5 setups a day, but some of them obviously don't work, right? Because it's probability. So you kind of have to navigate which one's worth taking. Is it worth taking this one that maybe can go down 10, 15 points and then snap back up for a bounce? Or is the better play waiting until 596, right? That's the issue we have. That's the issue we have. So that's the issue that I'm facing. I'm just talking aloud here because I'm trying to decide, do I want to risk getting in on this 20 play here on the confirmation through the 616, 617, or do I want to wait for a low of day break? But the thing I think of is that if I get in now, right? If I get in now, I could potentially make my money before the low of day break. And if I get in on the low of day break, I could potentially just get wicked out very quickly. So the only other decision is to just say fuck it and just wait on the whole damn thing altogether and see something else completely new form later. That's the problem you have. That's what you run into. It also depends on where you're at on your accounts, right? So I got 4 prop accounts that I'm trading right now. One of them's down $400 because I got smoked on the first one. I'm up 75 on another, and I'm up 993 on another, and the other one is dry still. So I'm thinking about just going with the one that is red because it's already red today anyways, and see if I can make back a little bit of those losses on this setup. And if I do lose, then just kind of X that one out for the day and come back tomorrow, and then just keep the ones that are green, even though one of them's only small green, and then go to the one that doesn't have any at all. And that's the only reason why I don't copy trade on any of my prop firms, is because the first trade I took, I got smoked on it. If that was across all my accounts, I'd be pissed off right now. Like, I'd be super pissed off.
639. The 1 hour Bollinger Band moved down to 639. Basically the 20 SMA.
So this low here that we put in is a higher low. If the floor is our low, we've put in a higher low. And you can use the previous 5-minute candle as a stop or close below the 20 SMA on the next setup. It's also good to see where your hourly chart is at too, guys. If just staring at the 5-minute candle, you know, it's kind of hard to decipher where this potentially could be going. But if you look at your hourly candle, we've got the low of day here, Bollinger Band here, next supplies at the 5. So it's good to kind of take your eyes between the two charts and see where you're at in the cycle. Technically, you know, it's going sideways and consolidating. There's nothing really here, but that's why if you take a 5-minute play, you got to think scalp. Got to think scalp. Guys, did anyone get in on the AMD low day break? It's down about 25 cents. My Tesla runners are still trading water a little bit here. I might just sell the AMD. I'm just going to sell the AMD.
Up the Bollinger Band on the 1 hour. Kind of.
I took 19 cents on 20 cons on the AMD short. So again, guys, I want to put something into perspective for all of you options traders out there. If you guys were trading one contract, you only made 19 bucks. It's nothing, right? You had 2 contracts, you made 30 something dollars, right? 30 something dollars. You go in 20 contracts, you make 300, right? You make 200. You know, you go in 10, you make a buck 50. That's the thing with position sizing. So if you're ever wondering, you know, how come I'm not fucking making a lot of money on these moves here? It's because your size is too small. But if you're not ready to size up, you know, taking $20, taking $30, taking $15 is fine. All you have to do is times that number as the NASDAQ's pushing up over the 20 here. All you have to do is times that number times 10, because it should be everyone's goal to get to 10 cons, right? 10 contracts bare minimum. 10 contracts, you know, so if you take 15 cents a contract, 17 cents a contract, you're looking at 150, 170 bucks. You take 20 cents, it's $200. Just do the fucking math, right? So again, that's how you're able to catch these small moves, right? AMD is not a big fucking stock. We're not talking about NVIDIA. It's not going to move fucking 15 bucks in a day, right? This thing's going to move 25 cents, 40 cents, 80 cents. $1 is a fucking hell of a day on this thing. So, you know, taking 15, 25 cents, 35 cents a contract is good fucking money, guys. You can make a good fucking living off that, you know. This is a nice candle here on the NASDAQ. So it's taken out the most recent consolidation highs. I still think that we test the 705 at some point in time here. That's the breakdown spot. We got about 15 seconds before the new hour candle forms. On the 1 hour chart on the NASDAQ, we're running into the 692. So keep that in mind because the breakdown spot is 705. 692, 691 is an area of rejection on a 1 hour.
1 hour candle already formed.
What are you talking about? Yeah, the 1 hour candle has room to 690s.
Oh, no, you said it was about a couple, like, you said 50 seconds till it formed. I was like, it's been formed.
No, the 5-minute candle, my bad. The 5-minute candle just formed. That's what had 15 seconds or 20 seconds. So on this 5-minute candle, anything over 681 on this 20 SMA play has room, to be honest, 8 points, 15 points max before it hits next supply. So
Bollinger Band is being brought down too.
So if you take that play, just be mindful of where the fuck you're at. Be mindful of where the fuck you're at.
Order filled.
Broke the Bollinger.
Order filled.
Order filled.
Also, guys, on the futures, just to kind of point something out here. So on this 20 SMA play to the long side, it confirmed. One thing that you have to take into consideration is that the reason why candle is fucking 60 points. 60 points, right? So if you look at the top wick where the entry pivot should be is at 680, you look at the bottom, it's at 621, right? That's 60 points worth of room. How can we kind of clean that up a little bit and take something off of that, right? Maybe a close below the 20 SMA at 638. So we're looking at about 40 points, or a close below or break below 628. But again, how do you play these plays consistently so you can actually be in the move to see, does it have technical damage or does it continue? You have to size all the way down or not take the trade. On one micro contract, if you give it the full stop loss, you're losing about 125 bucks. On two, it's 250. On three, it's $400. So you got to think about it that way, because this thing confirmed 680, ran up to 685 and immediately pulled back, 20 points. So these are the plays, like for some of you guys who are watching on YouTube, these are the plays for, sometimes when I'll recap and I'll show this, for example, let's say this thing runs, right, and it goes higher. I'll show this play on the candlestick. When you're looking back at it, doesn't feel like a lot. It just looks like it pulled back a little bit and then it just ran 40, 50 points. How come I didn't take that play? Because maybe you thought about it, maybe you looked at it, maybe you were in it and it pulled back on you 20, 30 points and you had to get out because your size is too big and you didn't want to take the loss on it, and you got out of it, or you never took it all together. But again, when you're talking about the NASDAQ having ranges of 40 to 60 points a trade, realistically, how much size can you play, right? How much size can you realistically play? Because if it doesn't go, like meaning it just confirms and just takes off like a bat out of hell, can you sit through drawdown? Can you sit through drawdown? So that's how you have to adjust your position sizing altogether. You have to adjust your position sizing to be in the play until you get stopped out or take profits. So how can you make that happen, right? Is it trading one contract? Is it trading two? And if it doesn't work, you got to stop on a day. Or is it not taking the trade at all and maybe just hanging tight and being patient, right? Waiting for something else to happen, maybe. So those are things as traders you have to look at as well. That's what you also have to look at. Because I'll tell you for a fact, there's no way in hell on a prop firm, even a personal account, there's no way in hell that someone could trade one mini contract and give themselves a 50-point stop loss. There's no way in fucking hell. You're going to blow up an account. One trade, one day, doing that kind of shit. So on the hourly chart on the NASDAQ, by the time this is all said and done, it's going to look like we came right to, as this 1 hour 5 SMA pushes down, it's looking like we came right up to the 5 SMA, got stuffed, right? And got stuffed. In order for the bulls to have any type of juice, they're going to need to get over the 5 SMA on a 1 hour chart. You know, they've done a decent job. I mean, they've recovered about 50 points here off the lows, but it's not good enough.
On a prop firm, like once you pass like the challenge, you don't get
Mhm.
anything from like the original. Like I got a $3 grand. I don't get anything from that original $3 grand, right?
No.
Let's say I hit it big tomorrow and I make $6 grand, so it breaks past that $3 grand.
No.
Let's say there's $3 grand on the other side. Is it?
Mm-mm.
Do I get anything? Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, so your best bet is just to get as close. Like I've had dozens. I mean, probably close to 2 dozen funded accounts, taking payouts on probably half of them. Every single one of them, I get as close to the price target to pass, and that's it. I don't trade it anymore.
And what do you do with it?
Nothing. It just sits there until you get funded. Once you're like you're saying, let's say you're at 2,000 today and you make 3,000 tomorrow, so you're at 5,000. Why would you make 5,000? Why would you make 3,000 tomorrow when you only need to make 1,000? Right? You see what I'm saying? So like, why would you continue to trade it?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you
like,
wait till the next day.
so like as I'm getting closer to it, I'm at 2,700. If I make $350, I'm done. Like I don't trade. I don't look for another trade after that. I'm just done.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm not going to try to run it up. I mean, my goal is 3,000. I'll take that shit to $3,000 and 1 cent. Like that's it. It's done. And then and then once you're on your funded, then it's a different deal. Yeah. Then from there, yeah, you can run it up as much as you want. Responsibly, obviously, but I'm not looking to try to get like I've done this before. I've been at like, we're talking about Top Step. I mean, I've been at like 2,500 and I'll just sit there for the next 4 days and try to make $80, $50, really slow roll it, because in the past I've got to like 25, 26, 2,700. And what am I trying to do? I'm trying to just hit it in one shot, right? One fucking trade. I'm just like, oh, I just need $400, and I put on too much size, and the fucking trade goes against me. I give back 1,000. Now I'm chasing more. No. The closer I get, the less I size. The closer I get to passing, the less I size.
Yeah.
And then you just really focus on getting to that dollar amount, and then stopping as close to it as possible.
Gotcha.
And then the first day you're funded in that account, I probably wouldn't A, trade it, B, wouldn't trade the first couple hours at all. Because you're so excited at that point in time. Any money I make now, this is real. And fucking first 2 trades, 3 trades go south. So the way I've always approached it, everyone's different, but the way I've always approached it is however long it took me to make 3,000 to pass, I just want to do that again. Right? I just want to do that again. So if it took me 30 days to pass, I'll take another 30 days to make another 3,000. I don't care if it takes me 60 days, 2 months, 3,000. Because of the fact that I'm only in the damn thing for $200, right? $50 for the combine, $150 for activation fee, and I pulled out 3,000. I don't give a shit if it takes me 6 months to do that. Right? That return on investment is huge.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's just about getting more accounts going after that. So that way, if it takes you, even if it takes you 3 months, even if it takes you 3 months to get $3,000, if you had 3 of those accounts, that's $9,000. You're in it for $600. So it still breaks down. You made $3,000 a month. You times that times 12 months out of the year, and you're still, over $45,000, $50,000 a year on that, just doing it like that, so slow. I'll be right back, guys. I got a coffee delivered outside. I'll be right back. How we doing out there, boys? Nothing? Anything? Once you get funded.
I'm just chilling.
I'm in the video right here. I got it off the reject on 9 SMA for 430.
Okay. Short?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Looks good.
Might just sell it here for like $50. Get something on a day.
You took 1 contract?
Took 2.
This thing has room down to, let's see, to the low of day. So we're back down to the recent lows, 429, 40s. Then from there has room to 428. Let's see if it starts to get below 429.40s. I would hold until 428s. Let's see though. I'd like it to break down on this candle.
Yeah, because the previous one was a reject off the 9, and this one looks like a reject off the 5.
See if we can, there's a break right there. So let's see if this gets a little follow through. There you go. There you go. See if you can get down into 428s. I'd sell in 428s.
NQ just broke past
There it
the
is.
20 SMA.
There it is. There it is. There's a low of day test on that NVIDIA. 428.50s.
I sold it for 150, 10%. Not bad.
Nice. Hell yeah. No, hell yeah. That should be trading at 422 by the end of the day. Watch.
NQ's pushing. Yeah, nope. I think it's still trying to push to the low of day.
Yeah, good
Green
trade.
candle.
Good trade, Penguin. You're done on the day, dude. Just do that every day, dude. $100 here,
Nice.
$80 there, $50 here. Just do that. The end of fucking the month, dude, you're gonna be up like a G. Then your account grows a little bit more. You can take one more contract. Then you're up 2 Gs. Then after 3 months, you're up 3 Gs. It just keeps stacking and stacking and stacking.
Under my rule, I always give myself a rule: Monday to Wednesday, no more than 2 contracts.
Yeah, for sure.
Thursday and Friday,
Yeah.
and Friday when it's a little cheaper, I find the right one and I stack up.
Yeah, Friday you go heavy. And we've been getting some good moves on Fridays too.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
For last Friday was fucking sweet.
All right, guys, I'm finna hop off here.
All right, bro.
GG.
Once you get a funded account, if you end up blowing through that amount, do you need to pass another combine to get funded again? So I'm assuming you're saying that once you get funded, this is talking to Grant, once you get funded, if you blow that funded account, do you have to go take an evaluation again? Yes, you have to make that amount again. So that's why I'm saying get funded, right? Get funded and then
Stop
just
filled.
and I got fucking stopped out. Get fucking here's a perfect example. Before I finish answering that question, here's a perfect example. So I got stopped out. I entered into the 20 play, probably a stupid play, but anyways, I entered into it and it pulled back and it hit my 1 bar reason why I stopped. So I lost on 2 contracts. I lost 236. So that's kind of a gauge, right? That what would you lose if you let it go all the way to full stop? Is $226 going to kill you? No, right? You're not going to die. You're not going to blow up an account on losing 226. You get the shit back. But what I'm saying is that's how much risk you have to kind
Order
of put
filled.
on the table.
Order filled.
We're back down to this floor again. So now what I might be looking for is that 14,596 to break down. And I might want to see it lose that level, give me a 5-minute candle close, even a 2-minute. I might swip to the 2-minute chart here and watch that. Give me a 2-minute candle close under the low of day and then confirm it, right? And then confirm it. The hell was I talking about before that? Saying something. Someone said something. Oh yeah, that's why when you get funded, I would go as slow as possible, man. As slow as possible. Because you got to look at it, right? So it's like, I know, because I teach a lot of options guys. There's a lot of options guys that come into the room. They're like, well, I got $1,000. How can I fucking flip this? Or what can I trade with $1,000, right? It's tough to do with options. But if someone's willing to put up $1,000 to learn how to trade, fuck man, you can lose that on 1-2 trades trading NVIDIA or Tesla. 1-2 bad decisions, you can lose it. Okay. So think about this. If you got $1,000 and you say, I want to play this $1,000, right? I want to play this $1,000. I want to trade. I want to learn how to trade. I want to, I don't want to risk a lot of money. And I potentially want to make some return on investment on my money, right? $1,000. Okay. Well, I'll be the first to tell you, you're not going to take $1,000 to 100,000, right? All this shit you see on social media with people doing that kind of stuff. Look at guys, I've been in this business a long fucking time. Not only the trading business, but I've also been involved in the social media business, in the educational space business, in the marketing business, right? A lot of these guys will take these small accounts and grow them because guess what? They got other sources of revenue coming in where they can load up a new account. They can add to that account. They can keep that balance the same until they start getting on a hot streak and win. And when you have other sources of income that are coming in, it's very easy to do that because you don't really care. You can just full port, go 2 contracts of Tesla, double that, go 4 contracts of NVIDIA on the next trade, hit a winner, double that. So you go from 1,000 to 6,000 very quickly. But what happens is a lot of people who try to do that small account bullshit on their own, they end up, maybe they win one trade and then they do it on the second trade and they lose it all. It's done, right? You're done, and you have no more source of income, or you just have your obviously your personal income in your savings account. But it's like you don't have that throwaway cash to just sit there and try to do that. So what I would do is go the prop firm route, especially if you want to start small. Go the prop firm route. Take $1,000, right? Go to Top Step, Apex for futures. I know there's other ones out there, but those ones seem to be good. I've gotten payouts with both of them, so I know they're pretty legit. So you do those, and what you do is, if you want to invest $1,000, well, right now, fucking Apex is running another fucking amazing, fucking groundbreaking fucking strategy or fucking sale, right? It's 90% off. So you can go get $50,000 accounts for like $18, right? So how many accounts can you get for like $300, right? I mean, I don't know, fucking do the math, right? So it's like, if one 50K account costs you $18 and you went and you bought 10 of those accounts, that's $180, right? Now, obviously you have to pay an activation fee for that. So let's say, $120, $130 a fucking pop. Let's say on those 10 accounts, you pass 5 of them, right? You pass 5, right? You're only in it right now for $180 plus, right? $180 plus your, let's call it 125 activation fee or whatever. It's some shit around there. 125 times 5 of those is 625. You're in the whole thing for 180. So now you're in it for $805. Let's call it $800. You're in 5 funded accounts for $800. Now let's say you make $100 a day and you do that. There's 22 trading days. You do that for 5 days, right? You do $100 a day for half of that, right? 12 days, 10 days. I'll give it 10 days. That's $500 an account times 5 accounts is $2,500. You're only in it for fucking 800. So literally in 30 to 45 days, 60 days, you just, not only did you double your investment, you made 1.5, 2 times your investment. So why not just do that over and over and over and over? And let's say you make $1,000 a month on an account and you have 5 of those accounts. That's $5,000. You know how easy it is to make $1,000? Guys, I fucking made $993 on one of my Apex accounts in one fucking day, in one fucking morning. So even if I stopped here, this account's not funded, by the way. I wish this one was funded. The account I'm funded on is up $75. Go figure that fucking bullshit. But $993 on this new eval because I'm loading up. My goal, again, I'm jumping all over the place here, but I don't really see a setup. My goal right now between now and 2024 is to get like 500K funded. I want to manage 500K. Why 500K? I don't know. It just sounds nice, right? Million sounds great, but let's just do 500, right? Gotta fucking crawl before you can walk. Right now, I'm only funded with Top Step 50,000, and I've got one on Apex for 50,000. That's 100K. So what I want to do is I want to focus on can I manage a book of 500,000 and make 2 to 3%, right? So 2 to 3% on $100,000 is $2 to $3,000. Let's just go on the low end. Let's go 2%. If I make 2% on $100,000, that's $2,000. If I'm managing 500,000, well, then I'm managing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 a year to my bottom line. Not considering what I do already on the option side of things, with very low stress. Very low stress. Like, you're not stressed. Just make $1,000 and fucking stop. How many of you guys made $1,000 last month on your prop firm account and took $1,000 payout? You know? How many of you guys have made $500 and then you fucking piss it all away next week? Piss it all away on the next trade. Stop doing that shit. Like, it's not about taking one account, $100,000 account, $150K account to 10 grand. That's not how you do it. That's not the smart way to fucking do it. Do you think any fucking firm, any fund manager is managing 50,000 and he's trying to pull out 10 grand a month from one fucking 50K? He's got fucking millions of dollars that they're fucking under management. Millions. They're trying to make 1 to 3%. Do the math. It's all business. Guys, before I was a trader, I owned a business where I had a product direct to consumer and B2B, right? I had sales guys, I had manufacturing, shipping, distribution. This has nothing to do with trading, but it has to do with business. So I would hammer my sales guys. We need to be in more locations. Why? If we have a minimum order quantity of X amount of units, if we can push that MOQ into more locations, it's going to drive more money to the bottom line. Right? So the more accounts we get, the more commission you make, right? That's how I would tell them. The more accounts you get, the more commission you make. The more accounts that they close for me, the more money that the business makes. So bring that approach into trading. Imagine if I was only in one fucking store selling my products to one store and they were ordering 500 units a month, right? 500 units a month. Well, I know that I'm only going to make money on those 500 units unless they're blowing them out and they place an order next month for 1,000. Think about it as trading. Let's say you make $1,000 a month trading. You might have one of those months where you do $2,000 or $3,000 on that one account, maybe, but your average is going to be, 800, 1,000, 1,500, whatever your average is. You have an average, right? But if you had another account where you do 1,000 here, 1,000 there, now we're talking. You got 3 accounts. Now we're talking, right? So that's the same way I looked at it. So I brought that same approach into my business. I want all the money. Give me all the money. I want to manage as much cash as possible. I don't give a fuck. I want to manage it all, because when you have more money, the same thing I tell my guys that do options trading. If someone comes into the room with 10 grand and they want to make XYZ, I tell them 10 grand's nice. Expect to make realistic expectations off that 10 grand. But if you had $100,000, you can do the same type of plays, take the same amount of money. So for example, on options, guys, I'll go in sometimes 10, 15, 20 contracts, depending on the day of the week and the premium. But let's say 10 is my average. I'll go in 10 contracts and I'll take 25 cents, 35 cents all day long, because that's $250, $300, $400 all fucking day long, right? Now, if I can take more trades and do the same thing, 25 cents, 35 cents, I'm fucking golden, right? But if I'm trying to sit there like someone with a small account and I have 5,000 and I'm up 35 cents, 45 cents a contract, but I want to make $1, I want to make $2, I want to be like everyone else who, has these 500% wins. That's where you get fucked up. It's a lot easier and your success rate is a lot higher when you take the smaller gains, but you do it over and over and over and over and over and over. All you have to do if you want to make more money is size up higher. My fucking cousin Andre yesterday took 30, or the day before, 30 contracts of the fucking Qs and made like fucking, I don't know, $600 on fucking like a 19-cent move on 30 fucking cons, right? So it's not necessarily about holding the move for longer. It's about sizing up. So when you're on the prop firm thing, my goal that I would tell everyone, make $1,000. Get your payout. Prove to yourself that it's real. Prove to yourself that this is not a scam. Prove to yourself that you can do it. Prove to yourself that the money comes from the fucking computer screen into your bank account, into your pocket. That first paycheck that you get from a prop firm, let's say it's $1,000. Let that deposit hit. Go to the bank. Walk up to the teller, greet the beautiful girl that's there. Hopefully she's a beautiful girl. Greet the beautiful girl there and say, I'd like to withdraw $1,000, please. Put that fucking money in your hands, smell it, touch it, spend it, then go back the next day and redeposit the money or whatever, right? Make it real. Because the moment it becomes real to you that what you're doing and all this time that you're wasting sitting here on the screens is worth it, everything starts to change. And the moment you realize that if I can do $1,000 a month consistently, all I need is more fucking capital. All I need is more money under management. If I had 2 accounts, this would be 2,000. If I had 10 accounts, it would be 10,000. If I had 20 accounts, it'd be 20,000. Not changing a fucking thing. That doesn't mean that we have a 50K account. We're trying to make $20,000 on one fucking account. It's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work. You're never going to get there. You're never going to get there. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say that, well, I had a 50K account and I made 7,000. I'm not saying that you can't do that. But what I'm saying is if you want to do it over and over and over without blowing up, those odds and probabilities are not in your fucking favor. So why put yourself through that stress? Who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to impress? Yourself? Is it your spouse? Is it social media? Is it your friends? Is it your family? You know, who are you trying to impress by taking a 100K prop firm account to 10% a month? Because you have to look at it like this, guys. I'll use Top Step or even Apex as an example. A 50K account, you need to make $3,000, right? You got to make $3,000 before you get funded. How long did it take you to make the $3,000? Some people it takes them 7 days. Some people it takes them 40 days. I don't know. But how are you going to expect to make 10 grand just because you're funded? And I've heard this before, and I'm using these real life scenarios. I'm not going to put anyone on blast or anything, but I've heard when I've asked this question, how much do you want to make off this 100K account? And they said, well, if I make $8,000 a month right now in my normal job. If I can do 10,000, that'd be great. 10,000 a month. When it took you 5 fucking blown accounts, 5 resets, and 60 days to make 3,000 one time, but you want to make $10,000 a month just because you're funded? What's the psychology behind that? Someone tell me, right? Someone tell me what the psychology behind that is. You blew up 7 accounts trying to get funded once on the road to 3,000, doing stupid shit, over leveraging yourself. Now that you're funded, you want to make 10K a month? But it took you fucking 6 months to make 3K once without getting blown up? That makes a lot of fucking sense, right? Like, think about it, guys. Think about it. But how often than not are you in an evaluation and you're up 800, you're up 1,000, you're up 1,500 before you're funded and you're just up that amount of money? How easy is that, right? No stress, no stress. So at that point in time, why don't you just focus on trying to make $1,000 account, but go out and get 10 of those motherfuckers? Does that make sense, guys? Even at 10 of them, you can withdraw a minimum of $500 from something like Apex. Top Step's, half until you get over the fucking certain threshold. But what I'm saying is that even if you took $10,000 trading 10 accounts and you took $500, which is half, that's still a 5K month. You're still talking about $72,000 a year.
So question on that. Is that like linking your accounts and trading them all together?
Depends on how you want to do it, right? So I know there's guys who do the copy trader thing. I personally never do that, right? I don't, because example I gave today, the first trade I took today, I was down $400. I don't want to be down $400 on all accounts. But again, I was playing mini contracts, so that's my fucking fault for that. But what I'm saying is that even if you trade them separate, now again, let's just play fucking fairy tale here. Let's say you have 15 accounts. It's going to be very, very hard to go back and forth to trade 15 separate accounts, right? 15, it's way too hard. I would link them on a copy trader, maybe 3 to 4 accounts at a time, though, right?
Okay.
But if, like, right now I have 4. Right, I have 2 that are funded, and I have 2 in the process, 3 in the process that are looking to get funded. So that's only 4 or 5. With that, I can flip and toggle between each account. I can take a setup on this account and take a next setup on that account. Managing 2, 3, 4 accounts, very fucking easy to do. You don't need a copy trader for that. But I'm talking about if you get to that point in time where you're getting payouts, you're making $1,000, $2,000 consistently between multiple accounts, 2 or 3 accounts. And now you want to start to scale your business, because like with any business, you always are looking to scale. As soon as you want to start scaling and you have, I would say, anything more than 7, 8, 9, 10 accounts, then yeah, you want to get at least 2, 3 of them on a copy trader at a time, right? So if you're going to trade these 3 with this specific size on this particular setup or strategy, when you see it, copy trade that one account to the next 2 or 3, do the same thing on the next 2 or 3. I would definitely manage it. Now, obviously, the more accounts you have, you can group them up a little bit more. But I mean, yeah, like my personal goal, if Apex is going to offer 20, and these are only 2 firms I use, if Apex offers 20 and Top Step offers 3, I want 23 accounts. We just broke the low of down NQ. I want 23 accounts. That's going to be my goal. Like that'll be my goal. Whatever the funding is, the dollar amount, I don't really care, but I just want to max it out. Let's say I did have the 20 to 23 funded accounts. What I want to do is focus on making 1 to 3% a month on the entire lot. I don't give a shit what each particular account does, but I want to make 1 to 3% on that money. So if it's 500,000, if it's 700,000, I want to make 1 to 3% a month on that.
Put in new lows and broke the 9.6.
Yeah, I seen that. We're just kind of just chopping down. So yeah, so I mean, in that particular case, I mean, if I had 20 plus accounts, then yeah, I'm not going to go through each account and trade them separately. I might group it up in like groups of 7. So that would be 3 lots, right? That'd be 3 different batches I would have. 7, 7, 7. And then whenever I make one trade, it goes to all 7. And then I'll flip, and then whenever I make another trade, it goes to another 7 more. And that's how I would do it. But I mean, when you're just starting out and you're only looking at, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 accounts, I would trade them all separately, like for sure. I would not be copy trading 3 accounts together, because you have one bad day on one account, you just lost 3. That's not what you want to do.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, I would only say to start copy trading like once you're consistent, once you get payouts, and once you got some good money under management. In the beginning, the whole goal is, can you even do this, right? Like can you even pull a G out of the market? And the only reason why I use $1,000 is just mentally it's easy for me to say 1,000. It's easy for me to do the math. $1,000 doesn't seem like a lot of money. It's not that much money to make. I mean, you have a whole fucking month, right? Like, if you can't make a fucking $1,000 a month, I'm like, what the fuck? There's a fucking problem. There's a big problem.
Yeah, I need like 150 left on my prop firm account to be funded, but I only have like 1 day a week to trade. I'm off on Wednesdays, and then I have like a couple hours in the morning on Mondays.
$150?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, take your time on that, bro.
Yeah. I think I had opened it on October 4th. So about 20 days.
Okay. So yeah. So
I mean, trading 1 or 2 days a week, like 1.5, I guess. I mean, I'll take it.
Exactly. So just use your situation, right? Let's say 20, 25 days to make almost 3K, right? Let's just call it 3K. If you're funded, shit. Even if you did half of that, $1,500, $2,000 a month, that's an extra $1,500, $2,000 to your bottom line every month. If you had 2 accounts, an extra 3 to 4, right? Just doing that. I tell everyone, like I told Andre in the room, my cousin, I I said, dude, you just got funded once. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna trade this. I'm gonna run this one up. I'm gonna run it. I said, for what? You can only take out with Apex. He's on. You can only take out $1,500 every 2 weeks. So you can only withdraw 3,000. So if you make over 3,000, what the fuck are you doing? Like, there's no reason to really do that anymore, because you're gonna risk losing the account and losing a payout just because you want to keep running it up. Once you hit it, you're good. Like, I would keep it at around $3,000. Just keep doing that, and then just add more accounts. And sure enough, they hit a sale and he went out and bought 4 more. So let's see what he can do with another 4. But that's how I look at it, because you got to keep it realistic, right? Like, would we all want to go out here and make $100,000 a month and, you know, fucking travel around in a private jet and trade and fucking live on a ranch? I don't know, whatever fucking people's goals are. Everyone has different fucking goals, right? It sounds nice, but you got to make it, you got to be realistic, right? You got to be realistic. If that's going to happen, it's going to happen because you're doing it the right way and you're building up your equity slowly. Slowly. This floor has been basing out, guys, since about 6:45 in the morning. So almost 2 hours later, we're still basing out here. Huh. And this 150 simple on the daily is what is the reason why we are basing out here. I'm a firm believer that if the futures were not already down 250 points on the day, this level would have been blown through a long time ago. Sellers are getting a little bit tired here, but definitely in control. Like on the hourly chart, this would definitely be my candlestick that I'm looking for on a day in and day out basis to go 100% in on if we were not down 250. So because we're down 250 on the NAS, I'm going to have to size way down because I'm not trying to get trapped here. But like if the futures are down 50, 60, 70 points right now and in the hourly chart looked like this, oh, I'd be licking my fucking chops.
You low. Back for another test.
Order filled. Order filled.
Talk to me, Dre. What are you seeing?
Well, new low, there it is. Are you in on the low of day? Or no, you're done trading?
Yeah, but I'm thinking about hopping in.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's fucking red today, dude. It's just, it's just red. Red. Every pop is just getting fucking faded hard. So
We are coming to the next bottom candle at 76. We hit it. Broke it, actually. And I should have got in. To 64. We also do have the new hourly candle forming in 6 minutes, so
this day's been flying by, dude. Flying by in the sense of time, but not really like the market hasn't really been doing nothing but just slowly grinding down. So it's like now I'm looking at the NQ. I mean, we had that last 20 play at 8:20 my time, 6:16, and that dropped all the way down to 76, 35, 40 points almost. Yeah, I missed that. I don't even know what the fuck I was doing. Because the 20 play that I got stopped out on, I let that one go all the way to full stop loss. I should have jumped in on that confirmation candle. Because if I would have let that one run, that would have been a good winner. I'm kind of debating on stopping on the day though.
next one that I'm starting to see that's actually kind of building up is 550. There's a couple of like 580 and 577, but 550 is bigger than both of those.
The guy in YouTube chat who's asking about the copy trading platform for NinjaTrader. What prop firm are you on? If you're on Apex, I know they offer one. I know some of the guys in my room have it. I'll have to reach out to them and ask them. Danny's rolled Bitcoin to 40,000 or drop down to 20. I don't know, 40, probably 40,000, right? Before 40,000 and then drop. I mean, it recently broke new highs, so whatever run up this goes to on Bitcoin, wherever it stops, I would definitely expect a pullback into the $30,000 to $34,000 range, $30,000 to $35,000 range, to see if that acts as a new base. If Bitcoin doesn't hold a base at around 30,000, then I would expect a drop to 20. Yeah, but from here, I mean, it's just a hold long into 40.
$30 to new 1 hour candle.
It's a nasty hour candle on NQ.
Order filled. Order filled.
Yeah, the Bulls have absolutely no juice, no steam whatsoever. They need to step in a little bit. I mean, because it kind of makes it hard for the shorts, right? It makes it hard for the shorts because of the fact that we don't really have like a good setup. There's no, it's just like continuation, new low, right? Little bounce, new little wick low, bounce, new little low wick. No, we're not really getting like a good setup to where we have a nice bounce into an area of resistance, and then we're able to just kind of wait, pick our spots, and find a good flush. It's just kind of like every candle just kind of wicks lower and lower. It's like a slow drip. So it's very hard to kind of keep shorting down here due to the fact that you can get bounced on the wicks, and then it's a little tough, you know.
We're
Order
really
filled.
following that Bollinger Band. We're going in and out of it. Versus just like pushing on it, bouncing back to the 5, pushing on
Order
it, bouncing.
filled.
We're going in and out.
Yeah.
We are pretty much always going up to the 5 and pushing back, which is about mid candle for most of the wicks. We need to break 564, and it looks like we've got some room down potentially to like the 520s.
Yeah.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
I might try a little bit of a reversal here on a scalp. Very small size, guys. Very small size. If we can take out the previous red candle high at 585, I might think about going long there. Again, I'm not looking for a whole lot on this play. If we put in a new low below 569, that play's going to be, it's off the table, right? It's off the table. But if this candle holds and it takes out 584, 585, I'm going to get long, and I'm going to use like 569, 568 as my stop. 2 micros, right? And just kind of let the motherfucker ride. Again, that plays off the table. If we punch in a new low, obviously, I'm not going to keep looking for it, but I mean, we're like 5 consecutive red candles off the open. I mean, the goddamn futures are down 272 points. You telling me I can't scrape off 20, 30 points to the upside on this thing? Because I don't really have any value on the downside. Those levels have already been broken. I've already taken my shorts. I don't want to keep
Isn't
chasing.
it lunch hour?
Yeah, so normally the way I look at it is, what have we been doing? The market tends
Going
to
down.
reverse a little bit, right? Like a little bit. Either go sideways or reverse that move that we've had. Just due to the fact that, you know, it is lunchtime. Like, they've, you got to think about money's been made to the short side. So let's kind of run stops for anyone who's been sitting short. They can kind of, look at that fucking low. Jesus Christ. They can kind of run stops, trickling this back up a little bit, and then kind of continuing selling pressure after lunch. We'll see, right? We'll see. New low on the NQ is 14,563. But I know that I am not taking any shorts through low of day anymore. I'm not doing that. Futures are down fucking 2%. I'll just let them exhaust themselves today.
I wouldn't say it's a head and shoulders, but if you look at the futures on the 1 hour, like that's why I said that 64 level. That's from 10:23 at 6 a.m. And then yeah, we're coming down to 5 a.m. and what is that? The 4 a.m. candle was at 14,520 from 10:23.
Yeah, I see that.
Kind of a head and shoulders though.
If they exhaust us into that level from here is what, another 50 points roundabout. That would put the that would put the futures down like 320 on the day. That's massive. Huh. That's just not a short that I want to be involved in though.
I mean, we're just so close to it. I could definitely see us testing it again.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that we don't go down there and test it. It's just I don't want to be a part of that. I'd rather them get down there and then let's either get a little bounce from there or get some continuation through that on like another day, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, like
Well, at least as of right now, we're playing to the inside of the Bollinger.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely like to see them get down there because it would be a lot better of setups that would come from down there. Because right now, we're just in absolute no man's land. Like, this has been an active short, you know, going back to 8:20 my time. So almost an hour it's been an active short. I don't know why the fuck I wasn't in that. Is anyone on YouTube, like you guys on YouTube, do you guys see that? Like, right? So I know a lot of you guys who come from YouTube follow that 20 SMA setup. So 8:20 PST, we closed below the 20. We confirmed at 8:25. Yes, it did bounce for 10 minutes into the 20. Never took out your reason why candle. Never closed above the 20 SMA, and then flushed. However, from 616 to 640, you were sitting in drawdown. So 35 points, right? Roundabout 35 points, you were in drawdown. Can you stomach that? Can you stomach 35 points? If you can't, you either have to size down. That's why you need to understand your position sizing. Just because you play 5 micro contracts doesn't mean you can play 5 micro contracts on every single setup. If the risk is 15, 20 points, maybe you can. If the risk is 5, 10 points, maybe you can. But when the risk level is 30 points, 35, 32 points, you cannot sit there and play your normal position sizing on that type of play. But if you want to be involved, right, you want to get in the game, you're tapping coach on the back that puts you in, Well, then just size down and be a part of the move. Yeah, you're going to make smaller money, but at least you're in the game. So once you figure out how many contracts you can play on a trade to trade basis, you'll do a lot better for yourself. You'll do a lot better for yourself.
Really want to see it close below that 566 or 564. Push in. Push in. Come on, baby. A lot of work to do, but we can do it.
You want to see it close down there to go short?
Yeah, I want to see it go down to 513, 520.
Oh, yeah.
And then go long.
Let's see what the 2-minute chart's doing.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Pushing on the 5. Breaking the 5. Maybe. Yep. Broke it.
Order filled.
I just took that pop and got my 3K for the account.
Hey, congrats, brother. There it is,
Thanks.
man. Yeah, hell yeah. That's sweet. So, yeah, man. So now after that, once you get over to that account, I would say for the first couple weeks that you play, just play super small, super conservative, find your spots, let it build up, That's it, man. Congrats.
Thanks. Big accomplishment.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Big congratulations, man. That's fucking awesome.
Appreciate it. $53,004.
There it is. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying, Sammy. You get to that 53 area, just fucking stop. Like, you don't got to hit a home run. Just kind of place yourself somewhere in that area where you're super close, and then just sit. You're done.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So are they gonna like send an email or
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
the next?
After today's close, right? Give them about an hour or two after the market closes, and then you'll get all those emails.
All right, sweet.
They'll send you all the details with your login. All the logins will stay the same, but they'll get the account set up, and then so yeah, man, you'll be good after that. You should be ready to rock tomorrow. As far
Well, I gotta
as,
work the rest of the fucking week. So
yeah, no, but I mean, just your account should be
Oh,
ready
yeah.
to rock as of tomorrow. Yeah, that's it, man. Time to put your feet up now.
yeah, I'm going hunting.
There you go. There you
All
go.
right.
All right,
You
brother.
guys have a good one.
Take care. I mean, I can't believe the Bulls are just non-existent today. It's like they didn't even show up to work. This market is hurting bad. Let's take a little walk around the park and see what's going on here. So weekly chart on the Qs, right, on the NASDAQ is sitting on its weekly Bollinger Band. And if the Qs really close down here, guys, if the Qs close down here and we start confirming today's lows, if we can, I mean, I know tomorrow's going to be Thursday, but we could still push lower. But based on the weekly chart, if you kind of look at what's been going on here, we're at the bottom of the range. If next week, because this is a weekly chart, if next week they confirm this week's lows, we are going down to 14,000. That's another 500 points plus. We are going down there. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, that's where we're going. And anything below that takes us all the way back to the original breakout spot that we had in May. Let's kind of see what everyone else's weekly chart looks like. Amazon, Amazon, the same thing. God, if Amazon fucking starts to lose like 121.5, guys, this is toast. 112. Huh. For all you swing traders out there, Amazon is triggering a swing trade right now to the downside, and you'd be trying to target 10 points on this move. It has lost this consolidation. It's sitting right at support. Any confirmation on Amazon below this week's lows is a short, and you're trying to cover into 112s. Wow. The high flying stock of the year, Nvidia, also. I mean, this level on Nvidia, I'm going to be watching so closely. Anything below 402, even 409, 402, 403, 409 on Nvidia. This thing can sink to 350. I mean, Nvidia's average true range is 35 points a week that this thing moves up and down. So it's in a 35-point range. So what would you guys say? Maybe if you go 2 weeks out, right? If you go 2 weeks out, if this market's going to fucking flush. Let's see what the market makers have priced in. If you do 2 weeks out on Nvidia, god damn it. Let's see here. What's the date today? The 25th. So 27th is this week's. If you do next week's expirations, they have a 24-point expected move. If you do a month out, they have a 38-point expected move. So from 420 to 440 would put us right back up here. And then a 40-point move to the downside would put us at 380, which would be right in here. So this range to this range. That's the range that they think that we're going to stay in. Imagine if you caught NVIDIA from 424s down to 370s a month out. What are these contracts going for? November 17th. Let's play a little bit. Let's play a little bit. Let's play a little bit. Month is good today. I mean, the month has been good. I'm gonna take one contract. I'm gonna start a swing 422.50 puts on NVIDIA. I'm targeting a month out expirations. It's only one. It's only one, right? It's not gonna kill me. I'll keep everyone posted on that motherfucker. Let's see what else we got. That NVIDIA, that AMD from that 9920s, guys. Son of a. That was a move. That was a move. Posted that shit today in the Discord at 7:38. 99.25 spot on short has been. It's got another dollar. That thing went fucking. That thing went about $1.50, guys. What about the Affirm? Affirm 1672. Never circled back to that. Affirm 1672. It's getting close. Look at Affirm. This thing is fucking toast. I like Affirm into 1588. I like Affirm for $1 down.
Order filled.
Order filled.
Guys, I think I'm going to call it here a day. So Top Step account on the Express funded 171.48. Apex eval account 993, and then funded account on Apex 246. So notice that also. Notice that as well, guys. 993 on the eval, 170 to $200 on the fundeds. Why? Right? Why? Because I'm sized way down on the fundeds. I'm sized way down on the evals. You think I care about blowing up a fucking Apex evaluation account that cost me $18 last night to buy? $16? Think I give a shit about that? So I blow up the whole $2,500. I lost $15. Big fucking whoop, right? I lose fucking more than that on an options trade, 10 times that. So again, I go extreme heavy size on these cheap fucking Apex accounts where I'm playing 1, 2 minis at a time. I'm playing 10, 15 micros at a time, 8 micros at a time. The sizing's all over the place depending on the risk level. And I'm just hyper scalping these things, getting in on my breaks, taking 4 or 5 points here, 2, 3 points there to try to get them up there. Now, again, I don't do it every day. I don't do that on every single trade, but like this is a pretty good start, right? I got it yesterday. It things up almost $1,000 in one day. So I need to make another couple $1,000 to get this one funded. I'm on a good fucking path. But the funded accounts that are already funded, you're not going to see me doing that stupid kind of shit, right? I'm going to take my 2 micros at a time, my 3 micros at a time. You know, I'm going to kind of slowly build those days. And again, I've been trying to talk about it on YouTube a lot lately is, you know, if you kind of look at the day where we're at 9:30 my time, it's market opened at 6:30, you know, 3 hours. I've been sitting on my stump here getting my ass is going numb. You know, I'm sitting here. I look at the P&L. Okay, I'm up $170. I want to count up $200 on another account. Cool. That's it. Do I need it? Would it be nice to make $1,000 on an account? Sure. But am I going to complain about taking home, you know, $300 and $400 almost between the two accounts? 240 plus 170 is what, right? So it's almost $400. Am I going to complain about that? Of course not, right? Of course not. Let those days stack up. Low stress, you know, low stress, and then keep the ball rolling. But I'm going to log off, guys. For all of you guys in Evolution, if you guys want or have any questions, I'll be in the Discord. I'll probably be back on voice chat with you guys over there in a little bit. Like we'll get a little bite to eat here. Again, on the NASDAQ, 14,562 is the day's low. We're kind of building a floor off of that. If we do bounce, I would expect us to come into 14,600, which is about, you know, 15, 20 points up from there. That's your 20-day moving average. And then above that, it's got to get over 623 to start challenging the 678s. But those are the levels that I would be looking at. You know, I mean, 5 hours of selling, you know, can the bulls step up a little bit, right? 636, I would say, you know, that's 40 points. I could see them pushing into this 1 hour, 5-day moving average. Other than that, if you're green, consider stopping, right? If you haven't taken a trade yet, well, maybe you can bounce off the floor here and use the low of day as a stop. And if you're red, you know, how much are you red, right? If you're down significantly, we have problems. Talk to me on the side. If not, I'll catch all you guys a little bit later.